It's what I anticipated as the beginning of the session. I just want to get the backstory out there that I'm planning on giving. Adam, I asked that you upload it as soon as possible so Dave doesn't have an excuse of why he didn't watch it outside of the legitimate reason he's got for not being here.
Yeah.
I don't want to penalize him, so I want to give him as much opportunity as he can to watch it so he's not lost until the next session. That said, I hope you guys enjoy it. It'll be brief, and again, not much of an interaction, but I hope you do appreciate it.
It's something. I don't want to take that bet because I agree. But
hey, he eventually sent me the homework I asked for. And then was like, you want to do a session now? I was like, no, you're out of the situation where you could have done the session.
I'll have it uploaded in the morning.
All right.
So, we're recording. I started when you started going on about the, what the plans for the session were, so.
I want to see more dancing during the intro, guys. Come on. Last time on D&D and Almar, we welcome you back to a special session of D&D and Almar. The party venturing back, feeling accomplished in their quest to stop the barbarian hordes ravaging across the New Anvilin Empire. They return to Afokalor. Crap, almost got the name wrong. Oh wait, I did. They return to find much of the city is under a panic of undead roaming the streets. Bemused, they try to figure out what's going on. However, the dwarven sheriff, when they enter the quarter, confronts the party, not quite blaming them, but asks for their aid in defeating the project. They direct them towards a house and ask them to wait in the inn while he sends a small dwarf with a bandolier of healing potions to help them investigate. The party settles down in the inn, waiting for this direction, waiting to see what will happen. Well, they sit there, chewing over their food, enjoying a drink, and generally keeping up. A mysterious figure enters the inn, walking up, approaching them. It's Drelmach Aquatli, the seer they'd met previously. This strange figure approaches the party, his face painted oddly white, his robes glowing, breast out behind him, a massive headgear atop his head. He smiles. Oh, what the fuck? No, stop. You stop. Stop it.
It was kind of a royal, high class.
Nope, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Wrong attitude. Peering at you all, he smiles and gives a slight head bow. If you would please follow me, I have a message. He strides from the inn.
Okay, I follow.
With the door.
Braj follows as well, as does Pavu. Leading you outside, you see an ornate but large tent has been set up out in the middle of the street of the Dwarven Quarter. Oddly colored purple smoke seems to be filtering out through little vents on the top. A dwarf holds open a flap where you can see the smoky interior is lit by bronze lightings, not quite torches, some kind of stone that gives off a glow. The elf doesn't pause, simply ducks his head and enters the tent.
Enter the tent.
As you enter the tent, the smoke in the air causes you each to pause and cough for a moment as you inhale this odd, tangy mixture. In the center, you see a large brazier. A glass adornment sits resting upon it, and smoke pours from the top, filling the chamber. With a wave The elf causes the vent flaps on top to seal, and the entrance flap to close. He smiles around at you. The gods have granted me a vision. They ask that I share it with you. He reaches down and pulls out a small wooden hose connected to the glass. Please, inhale deeply. Yes, hookah session.
Alright. If it rhymes with gong, it's wrong, Chris.
What?
Can Eric's inhale things like that? We'll find out.
Well, if he kills you right here on site, then we know.
Like, as an undead, I'm pretty sure I don't need to breathe, but I don't know if I'm, like, put together well enough to keep things like this. That's why I'm trying to, like, continually eat so I stay non-skeletal. I'll give it a shot, though.
Eric takes a large puff. As he inhales, you can see small rivulets of smoke seem to leak out from different points of his skin that you recognize as former wounds. He staggers a step back and slumps to the ground. His head seems to wobble on his shoulders as he sways back and forth dazedly, as you all hear a low drum beat start to echo through the tent.
Alright, so this is not a puff-puff-pass situation. You're gonna have to take it from me.
Yeah, grab it. I'll wipe the nozzle.
What? What do you think of disease?
You remove a little bit of dark ichor from the nozzle, raise it to your lips, and inhale deeply. Almost instantly, you feel dizzy, lightheaded, and there seems to be a bright light filling the edges of your vision as you slump down to your rump.
Same.
Pavu, you find yourself having to take a second puff due to your immense size. In short order, you too join your dazed companions, staring into the smoke. And Braj makes a almost smarting quip at the elf before taking the pipe and taking an inhale. Giggling to himself, he too slumps to his rump.
Yay! Okay. You just couldn't have the
As you all sit in the daze, light seems to fill the edges of your vision until suddenly it seems to coat your entire vision, and you find yourself standing in what feels like a massive starscape. As you look at your feet, you see rough old stone seems to coat the ground, though you can't see it with your peripheral vision. As you look about, you see 7 stone pillars, each of them emblazoned in gold and silver and onyx and marble. A symbol seems to have been placed and carved within each of them. One appears to be a white fang with a black onyx background. The second, a winged serpent in a circle, biting its own tail. The third has a blue teardrop. The fourth, a burning set of flames. The fifth, did I miscount? No. The fifth, a pair of ethereal-looking wings connected to no body. The sixth, a seeming starburst among the black background. And the seventh appears to depict a half-smiling, half-frowning face, black and white down the middle. A deep, menacing voice booms out as the white fang seems to glow brighter. I am the realm of death and darkness. All must rot and die to return to the cycle. A calm, pleasant voice. I am the life in all things, the cycle. The winged serpent seems to glow at this. The teardrop blazes to life. Mine is not life, but without me life cannot happen. I cleanse the world and deliver all to its necessary place. A hearty voice. I am the cleansing flame, the fires of industry. I am what the living build with, and the dead succumb to, as the flame it burns to life. The pair of wings seem to almost flap in your vision. I am the wind, the storm, and the calm. I bring the changes that allow all to thrive. The starbursts seem to blast out from their pillar. I am the mystic, the unknown, and the realm above. I am the ether and the other. The half-smiling face, half-frowning, seems to both cackle and sob at the same time. I am chance, the gambler's toss, the lucky burst that puts the arrow straight, the unseen pebble that costs the warrior his footing. The deep burning voice speaks out once again. Together we bind and direct the world, allowing all to thrive and die in their time and return in rebirth and renewal. The wings seem to flap. The old gods were petty, their realms split and sundered among innumerous entities. They fought and squabbled, strove for dominance. They sought to place themselves within and above the ranks of the mortal. We are not of the cycle. We are the cycle. The teardrop seems to shine bright. We do not force your path, but offer you the light to illumine the trail. Where the masters you have chosen choose to shield your sight like the stalking horse to bait and strike at the unknown. The starburst seems to shoot out once again. You fight us because you do not know us, but you are of us. The three-faced god is disturbed by the happenings on this plane, and we seek only to placate him, her, it. The capitals you can hear in his words. The beings you worship and follow are ignorant of the higher realms, and thus would bring doom upon this one. You fight a losing war, a war not your own, a war beyond your ken. Choose your path in the light of knowledge before. And in the joking, half-smiling face speaks out, you'll stumble and fall. The fang glows once again. If you put yourself against the cycle, you cannot return. And the serpent blazes once again to the woad. In the background, as you hear these voices speak to you, you see what you can only surmise are images depicting the battling of the old gods. You each, as you look out into the starscape, see the image, icon, and avatar of your own chosen deity. And you see them fight. You see them backstab. You see them steal, plot, and kill their brethren. The vision seems to fade, and you find yourself back in the tent. The vents on top seeming to have been lifted at some point, as you see the smoke starting to clear. The elf is nowhere to be seen, as you are left with this message from the new gods.
Well then.
That's it.
Alright then.
It's a lot for me to roll with next session.
As I said, didn't expect it to be very long. Actually went a little quicker than I thought, but wanted to share that. Get that
Very
out of the way.
interesting.
Should feed a little back into everything everybody's doing, I think.
Maybe.
I'm not saying it stops you or changes anything, but gives you a little more context, maybe, of the new gods. Was the hope. That said,
Yep, you're jellies.
something to think about that I wanted to propose and to throw out there as an idea. Whether you guys would be interested at all in a couple one-shots of different events around the world to give you a little more lore and backstory of what's going on. If that's something of interest. I don't want to confuse you guys in terms of jumping between characters or anything like that, but just want to throw out the idea of percolating in my mind.
I mean, I'd absolutely be down for, like,
Yeah, I'd be down.
Alamar the Meanwhile sessions.
I'll have to find some alternate intro music for that, but yeah. I like the idea. Alamar. Meanwhile in Alamar.
It's exactly what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking, is just give you a little more context of the world. I know the past few sessions you've kind of been bottled up in Sathis, and now you've been in the north. And outside of like a few brief excursions elsewhere, you guys haven't really seen a lot.
I mean, we've done it to ourselves.
Oh, yay and nay.
I mean, Dave was pushing us south for a long time.
Dave just wants to destroy out Damaris. That's all Dave wants.
In due time.
Fair.
Doing pretty good at destroying whatever else we come across, so.
We're not destroying shit. We've been fixing it.
Sure.
Yes, sure.
Totally.
That's what we're gonna go do. We've got to go talk to these undead in the corner that were fixing things in town and tell them to stop fixing things. And maybe move on to somewhere else and fix it there.
Yeah, spread the love.
I hope you guys don't feel like I dragged you on here for nothing. I hope you take something away from that little brief.
Oh, as soon as you log off, we're just going to talk about this for the rest of the night.